Hey guys, real quick, I just want to say thanks for everybody who gave feedback in the first video. Your honest opinions are always appreciated. Now, as expected, I got a lot of mixed opinions on where the jetting is and where it should be, but I do appreciate your honest opinions. Now, in this video, I believe we made a solid improvement over the last video, and if your thoughts and opinions in the last video were incorrect, based off of what we get here, don't feel too bad, because I forgot to mention that there's a lot of other limiting factors which might be in effect here, which can change your idea of what the tune should be. For instance, my intake piping is PVC couplers mounted to an exhaust manifold, and the jug itself is not bored out to match the diameter of that manifold. It's essentially a stock intake port that's just been dropped 1 millimeter, but it has not been widened to match the intake. The tubing itself with the couplers is pretty rough. I'm sure there's a lot of turbulence in the intake. I'm also running the silencer, and from some videos I've seen, that affects the performance of the F2 thruster. My spark plug is a NGK B8HS, which is a pretty cold plug, and I might consider dropping that down. I also have some ignition issues with this motor, which I think are throwing a lot of people off. There's a misfire it's had forever, and that might make some people think it's a four-stroking issue. It might even be a combination of the two. So I just want to let you guys know that there are other limiting factors on this motor which are affecting our tune. So I'm just doing my best to work with those and the suggestions you guys are giving me to get where we are now. Alright, let's move on. You probably can't see because of the sun glare, but we hit 40 miles an hour, and that was with the headwind. Now that the engine's good and heat soaked, I might have a flat spot up here that goes perpendicular to the wind, and if we do, we'll do our top speed run there too. They're looking good, felt good. Although I am trying to get some more speed out of it, just to say that I can. I don't ever plan on riding this fast, ever. I just like to know that I can. Besides, it's got more low end, so it gets me up to speed. At this point, I think we're just reaching the limitations of my kind of jerry-rigged PVC intake piping and the intake port itself. Now, one thing I forgot to mention in earlier videos is that is not a stock intake manifold. That's actually an exhaust manifold, so it's a bit wider than the intake, but it's not beveled, so I don't know how much of a difference that makes. And it's not a perfect match to the intake port on the jug either. The jug's intake port is pretty much stock. I did some port work to it, but it was just lowering the intake about 1 millimeter. I didn't actually widen the intake port or match it to the manifold itself. So by just dropping the main jet a tiny bit more and putting the needle clip back in the middle, that's where we're sitting at now. Let's get back on it, head home, and upload this video.